Sir Peter Hall was one of the great champions of British theatre. In a career spanning 7 decades, he acted, directed theatre and opera, and, occasionally, made forays into film and TV. He founded the Royal Shakespeare Company and was director of the National Theatre for 15 years. And he fought tenaciously to persuade governments of all colours to maintain public funding for the arts. Peter Reginald Frederick Hall was born in Bury St Edmunds, Suffolk, on November 22, 1930. His father was a railway clerk, later a station master. The family was not well off. People always giggle when I say that I grew up on a single-line railway station with no running water and no electricity, he told The Guardian in 2005. But, in the 1930s, that's the way it was. Sir Peter remembered his father as a man of little ambition, adding that it was his mother, Grace, who was the driving force in the family. The daughter of a butcher, she had a sound belief in the principles of a good education and getting on, and Hall inherited her drive. The family moved to Cambridge, where Hall had his first taste of a public production, Mozart's Requiem in King's College. He was immediately smitten and began staying regularly with a relative in London so he could attend the theatre and opera. Scholarship. I saw Gielgud's Hamlet when I was 12, he later recalled, standing at the back for sixpence. Although German bombs were falling on London, people crowded into theatres as an escape from the war, and he witnessed some of the greatest actors of the age. Watching Ralph Richardson, Laurence Olivier and Peggy Ashcroft quickly convinced Hall that he wanted to become a theatre director. There wasn't any question in my head of doing anything else, he said. Following a spell of national service in the RAF, he won a scholarship to St. Catherine's College, Cambridge, to study English. In his 3rd year, he booked a theatre and made his directorial debut with a performance of Jean Anouilh's Point of Departure. Unimpressed. I remember an almost physical sense of release and pleasure rehearsing a play, he later recalled. I thought, this is what I want to do. His final play at Cambridge, Luigi Pirandello's Henry IV, brought him good reviews and an invitation to make his professional directorial debut at the Theatre Royal, Windsor, in 1953. He also secured a job at London's Arts Theatre as a script reviewer. When the artistic director John Fernald left, Hall found himself running his own West End theatre at the age of 24. Within weeks of beginning his tenure, the script of Waiting for Godot arrived. Hall was initially unimpressed. I haven't the foggiest idea what some of it is about, he told the cast. But if we stop to discuss every line, we will never open. In the event, Hall's production of what was the play's British debut had the effect of making him one of the most talked about directors in the country. He appeared on the BBC, was interviewed for Vogue magazine and was invited to direct the stage version of the musical Gigi. Imagination. The show starred the French actress Leslie Caron. She and Hall married in 1956. But the biggest boost that Godot gave to Hall's career was the invitation to run the Shakespeare Memorial Theatre in Stratford-upon-Avon. At the time, the theatre merely ran a regional Shakespeare festival, not nearly enough for the ambitious Hall. The concept of a Royal Shakespeare Company was born in Hall's imagination, in which he envisaged a London theatre and a move into a wider range of drama. He alternately bullied and cajoled the theatre management and eventually got his way. The newly born RSC opened its first London season at the Aldwych Theatre in 1961. Its ensemble cast, a relatively new concept at the time, included exciting young actors such as Peter O'Toole and Vanessa Redgrave. He also recruited Trevor Nunn and later Peter Brook. The appointment of the latter led to the controversial Theatre of Cruelty season in 1964. Stress and breakdowns. It was an exciting time both for the theatre and the wider arts world, and Hall reveled in the new socially liberal scene of the 1960s. But the pressures were taking their toll after a series of mental and physical breakdowns. His marriage to Leslie Caron had ended in 1965 after her affair with the actor Warren Beatty, and Hall later married his assistant, Jackie Taylor. In 1968, he quit the RSC and briefly disappeared from the limelight. For a time, he turned his attention to directing opera, both at Glyndebourne and the Royal Opera House in London's Covent Garden. In 1972, it emerged that he had been offered the job of running the National Theatre, which was due to move into its new modernist home on London's South Bank. His appointment attracted a great deal of flack, not least from those who had been passed over for the job. Off-stage battles. Jonathan Miller referred to him as a safari-suited bureaucrat who would suck all of Britain's talent and cash into the new th.